Welcome geniuses, I'm Genie, your best buddy for A-levels. In this channel, we'll bring you to explore the secret formula behind success.
Okay, before I move on, let me just do a simple, small conclusion here. In order to understand all the elasticity concept, these 4 steps are the basic for all, okay? Definition, formula, sign, magnitude. And we apply the same way to understand the other elasticity concept as well, okay? But then for PED and PES, we have one extra step to understand something extra. So the 5th step is we need to understand what are the factors that can affect PED, what are the factors that can affect PES. So now let's move on to the 5th under PED. All right, part 5 under PED. Now, under PED, you need to understand what are the factors affecting PED, like what are the reasons making consumers to be very sensitive to the price of certain product, what are the reasons making consumers to be less sensitive to the price of certain product. So let me quote one very simple factor. First of all, maybe the product is necessities. Okay, when the product is basic necessity, since consumer will need it for survival, therefore, no matter what happened to the prices, consumers can only change their demand by a little bit, okay, because they need it for survival. So, therefore, the demand for basic necessity is price inelastic, which means any changes in price will lead to less than proportionate change in quantity demanded. So now, you need to be very careful because nowadays, CAIE, we are expecting higher quality answer. Last time, when you write, when price inelastic, meaning that any changes in price will lead to a little bit change in quantity demand. By understanding, it seems right. However, in order to obtain a mark from the examiner, you need to use proper explanation. So it's either for price inelastic, either you explain in how I write here, any changes in price will lead to less than proportionate change in QD, or you write percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in QD, as what we learned previously when we are learning the magnitude of elasticity. Likewise, for luxury, guys, we all know that luxury is just to make your life more comfortable. So therefore, it is not something that we always need for survival. Therefore, when price of a luxury product changes, then consumers might be a little bit more responsive, or consumers might be choosing to reduce the consumption by a larger extent. So therefore, the luxury is price. The demand for luxury is price elastic. So now, using the proper way of writing it, any change in price will lead to more than proportionate change in QD. So you see that? More than proportionate change in QD. So next category that we can use is whether the product is addictive or non-addictive. So I think this one definitely you know. If you are addicted to something, your crave is there. No matter what happened to price, you will still have to consume it. So this is why for like addictive goods like cigarettes, drugs, and alcohol, no matter how much taxes imposed by the government to make the price high, but still the quantity demanded will fall by less than proportionate. So if it is addictive, the demand is price inelastic. And if it is not addictive, it is price elastic. Like, I'm not addictive to this particular type of cake. If the price rise, I might just switch to other types because I don't really have a specific crave for that, okay? Now, next, another factor could be like, depending on the availability of substitutes. Now, first of all, substitute refers to products that can serve the same function. So like Honda, Toyota, Mazda, okay, they are substitutes to each other. For example, like in terms of the most common substitute we always use in our example will be Coca-Cola and Pepsi, okay? When a particular product has many substitutes available, the demand is likely to be price elastic. Why? If the price of Honda rises, we can just switch to Toyota. And even if you choose not to switch to Toyota, you still have other options available, like maybe Mazda, maybe Proton, okay, maybe Produa, okay? So when the product has many other rivals or many other competitors available, consumers will be particularly sensitive to the changes in price. However, if the product has very few substitutes available, then the product is likely to have a price inelastic demand. Why? Because you have no choice but to still consume that particular product. So you have no choice but still to buy from that particular buyers because you have limited amount of choice, limited amount of companies that you can choose. Okay, moving on. Another factor that can affect elasticity of demand is whether you define the product in a narrow or not and broad definition. So I give you one example. If I ask you demand for Oreo biscuit versus demand for food, which one the demand is likely to be more price inelastic? I think the answer is very obvious. Food, right? Food is a very broad definition of things. Food includes everything that like we need to eat, okay? So therefore, there's no one that can choose not to consume food, okay? If the price of food rises, I might like reduce, I might consume a little bit more, a little bit less, but I still need to eat in order to continue to survive, right? So therefore, when I give you such a broad category, usually you have no other options. What is a substitute for food? Blood? Scary. Okay, you might be zombies or you might be vampire. So, but then if I ask you, what is the sensitiveness to Oreo biscuit? Okay, Oreo biscuit is a very narrow definition. It's one type of biscuit. Therefore, if consumer choose not to eat this type or this brand of biscuit, they have many options available. So you see, we can link it to like substitutes available as well. Okay. So lastly, one of the most another one like most common factors affecting elasticity is the percentage of income taken by the particular product. So, which means like how much it costs from your total income. So let's say if like, okay, let's look at this pen versus a mobile phone. Okay, I tell you what, obviously, pen maybe 2 ringgit. If you buy expensive pen, maybe 10 ringgit. Okay, but we are not talking about all the branded pen, okay, by Mont Blanc or whatever it is. Okay, we are talking about the normal pen that we are using to write our essays or to write our answer during exam. Okay, this kind of pen, it is just 2 to 3 ringgit. So if you are trying to find out how many percent of our income is taken by pen, it is a very small percentage. It is just a very small portion of our income. Therefore, even if the price of pen increased by 100% from 2 ringgit to 4 ringgit, we don't feel the pain, we don't feel the significance of the changing prices. Therefore, we are not very responsive to the changes in price. However, guys, I know some of you might be thinking, no, pen is something that I will be very mindful of the price simply because I'm writing it for the sake of writing. I don't like to do exam. I don't like to write essay, so I'm forced to write. So pen is just consumed by obligation, but not by satisfaction. Then that is a bit too sad, but still, you need to remember, pen is taking a very small percentage from our total spending. Therefore, consumers will be very not responsive to the changes in price. Unlike mobile phone, if you look at mobile phone, like now, the cheapest might be a couple of hundreds or maybe thousand, okay? But then a couple of hundreds and thousand are taking bigger portion of our income. Therefore, if the mobile phone, the price increased by 10%, let's say your mobile phone is 1,000, and then increased by 10% is now becoming like 1,100. The changes here is quite like a lot, you know, like compare with our portion of income. So therefore, consumers in this case will be likely to be more like sensitive to the changes in price. So the demand for mobile phone is likely to be price inelastic. Okay, the other factors that like some students always offer, okay, it can be justified. It's just that I advise you to choose from the list that I have given now. And some of you might mention maybe it is a branded stuff with brand loyalty, then consumers is likely to be price inelastic. True enough, guys, it is quite true. When you have brand loyalty towards certain product, then you wouldn't be that sensitive to the changes in price. Okay, however, I would like to offer you one more factor, which is the time allowed for purchase consideration. Okay, if you are allowed a very short time to make your purchase decision, maybe this thing is of high urgency, then you have no choice. The demand will be price inelastic. So it's just like, touch wood, tomorrow is your math exam, and tonight you realize that your calculator is spoiled. So what can you do? Like, you just quickly rush to the market or rush to the bookshops or whatever calculator you see, you need to grab. You have no time to go online and search, okay, which website provide you cheaper price or whatever, because you need it by tomorrow. Likewise, if you are given a long period of time for your purchase decision, then the demand is likely to be more price elastic. For example, I have decided to buy from this website, but then it is not in any hurry. So tomorrow or the next week or whatever, hey, I realize that another website is cheaper by 1 ringgit. Okay, then I will switch. And therefore, guys, just a joke, like not only for purchase decision, for marriage decision as well sometimes. So since it is a bit sensitive, so I'll just leave a clue here. So how to link it to elasticity concept. And guys, so far we have completed the learning for price elasticity of demand. In our next session, I am going to continue using this formula to explain to you what is YED and what is XED and what is PS. So see you next time. Bye-bye.
That's all for today's video. If you're interested in more genuine sharing by other geniuses, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell, ding dong. Also, if you're struggling with one or two past year questions and the mark scheme just doesn't seem to help, Genie has got you covered. Feel free to let us know what question it is by filling in the Google form linked in the description below. GenieUs Hub will get genius teachers to fulfill your request for the solution. Genie will see you next time. Bye-bye.